there we go. All right,
Okay.
We are here. Welcome to Manhattan. We are on East 31st Street in New York City, right by the Red Ball parking garage. I am here, and so is the Audi. The 1985 Brock Yates Cannonball Edition Audi 4000S has made it with us to New York City, and I brought a couple of friends, Arnie Coleman and Alex Roy. And in just a few minutes, we are going to leave to drive to the Portofino Hotel and Marina in Redondo Beach. So thank you for joining us. We're going to live stream some of this, and we'll show you around the car. Arnie has outfitted it with many, many fantastic countermeasures and things. We've got multiple navigation systems, chargers for everything you could ever want, timers, iPads for Waze, and things of that nature. Everything is seeming to go swimmingly so far. We have an intermittent coolant gauge, a generally cooperating shift pushing, and reasonable fuel economy. But we can't use quite all of it because if we get too low, the fuel pump gets quite angry. So our goal is to depart at 10:15, and we don't really know what our time goal is. The car doesn't really like the speed, as it turns out. So we'll try to coach it into doing some of that, but it will not be a record-setting run, albeit probably a nice, relaxing way to see the country that we've generally seen at a much faster pace. And Alex is very excited.
I'm most excited, actually, because this young man right here is watching us. He's watching us as we get ready to go in this car cross-country. This young man is the next generation of car lovers. He's already a car lover, and that's why this is so important.
This is a friend of mine from Georgia that moved up here just a couple of years before we set the record in 2013. And he lives right across the street from the Red Ball. So when I asked him for the best route out from here, he said, wait a minute, I think you just sent me my own address. And so he's been extremely helpful. Always nice to see him. But yes, this is the infamous now GMC parking, the Red Ball parking garage. And generally we stay pretty close to here, but last night we stayed a little further out of town. And it is no longer used to house the car and driver test fleet, but it is still used for us to depart. So we don't have anything to punch in the time clock, but we can go. I'll show you what it looks like inside. Lovely Defender 90, not owned by Doug Magura. For the past runs, we have used the time clock right in their office there, and they're generally pretty cooperative with what we do, although very few of them have any idea what Cannonball is or what we're doing or anything of the sort. But it's a nice place. There's elevators on both sides that take cars up, but they've always refused our request to have a party on the roof, which is where they always convened for Cannonball in the 70s. So generally the procedure is punch your time clock right out of here and then start all the clocks. So we run multiple Garmins that keep track of all our data, a stopwatch, and usually a phone watch too. And so this time you'll get to follow along as we face the current construction in the Lincoln Tunnel. So we've got to thank Off the Record app. They helped us financially to get the car here. They have an app that allows you to find a local traffic attorney near you to fight a speeding ticket if you get one not where you live. It's a very useful app that hopefully we don't need this week. Also, K40 donated us at the last minute a radar detector and laser jamming system that we're excited to test out. It's all built in by the guys at Cartoons, and they did a brilliant job with it. Also got to thank Audubon Automotive near our warehouse at VINwiki headquarters that did a lot of last minute things to the car to make sure that it hopefully won't break down on us. And so far, I'd say they've done a brilliant job. We've got everything nice and installed. We've got a CB radio and scanner, and the car is doing well.
You want to explain your stickers?
Oh yeah, we got representing Alex Roy, representing Off the Record. This is actually a sticker from the 1985 Cannonball One Lap of America, a team from Jim Fino and Doug Beecham. Beecham still does one lap pretty much every year. His son Jack has won his class a couple of times. We're representing the Cannonball Memorial Run here, so if anybody asks, we're obviously continuing to raise money for charity, and if you go to Cannonball Memorial Run/donate, you can help. Representing Radwood, since we made it there, the 2904 that we run as often as they'll let us. Our Return of the Lunatic sticker, obviously VINwiki, and the people who made this possible, especially Mad Hatter Motor Works, is the mad scientist mechanic that brought the car back to life, did the engine swap, and made it happen. Also, you'll see the Brock Yates Memorial Fund stickers. That's the Department of the Alzheimer's Association, run by Doug Beecham, that is raises money related to Cannonball and things. And we are there. That's yep. And as you can see, we still have Brock Yates' signature here on the back. This is car number 1 out of 12 that it was built by Brumos Audi. Got a dealer installed set of options back in 1985, and we were able to get it. I found it in a guy's garage in Lansing, Michigan. It had been sitting there, fortunately inside, for about 17 years, and with the help of Mad Hatter Motor Works, we were able to get it back to life. And so it's got the same motor, but a new version of it that's been rebuilt, and everything else has really been gone through. At much more expense than I anticipated, but at least it works now. So we do not have a fuel cell because until Audubon got done with it, we didn't have a working fuel gauge, and that is kind of a requisite for such things. Again, we're not expecting anything terribly optimistic timing-wise on this, but we're going to have some fun. And the car's been great. It likes 80 to 80, well, like 70, but it tolerates 80 to 85. It might not mind 90, and it will go 100, but I'm not sure how often we're going to find that out. But fortunately, it gets about 23, 24 miles per gallon so far. And you guys can follow us along. We'll do a live stream here for about an hour, and then we may lose signal and all, and you might get to meet some more VINwiki people along the way. But we're getting ready to depart in a couple of minutes, and so we are going to start setting up other cameras. We'll see in a minute.
Hey, Arnie, you want to show the equipment in the cockpit?
Sure. Take another one.
Mr. Electronics.
Get me on camera saying that. Vanity is a very attractive product.
Saying what?
I don't like the picture taken of me because my mom said to me the other day, she said, lose some weight so we look related.
Thanks, Mom.
Akil here has pointed out that I'm on a diet.
So, really?
Yeah.
In the car, we've got a big iPad with Waze, 2 Garmin, timer, Passport Max 360 with Escort Live.
tracking more.
Also got a
Back to me, I was in the middle of.
got a K40 laser jammer, K40 radar detector, Uniden CB with bear tracker, police scanner function.
Well, it's not
And,
doing anything, so.
That's about it. Pretty simple. Not planning to break any records here because this car is awfully slow. 115 horsepower. Probably cruising speed 80, 85. And that's about it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, the most important thing.
All right.
Number one.
Great. Are we live? Is that?
Yeah, that's you. You're live.
Hi. All right. Well, where can I put this for my what is
That's a magnet. What do you got?
an iPhone?
Well, just take that down.
And wait a second. Where's Waze running on that thing?
Waze is running on here, and then the driver.
A little pre-flight checking going on.
And what goes the other side of this mount?
I think it's on that one.
Is
It's
this
a-
glued?
it's a
Is this
magnetic.
glued?
Yes. Cockpit.
Is that glued to the screen?
I
Ed,
don't think so.
is this mount glued to the window?
No.
Is it extra sticky?
Yeah.
Just pull it up.
That's a nice mount, Hoss.
All right, I'm going to put my phone there.
Okay.
So I can keep track of it.
You know something? What? What? Oh yeah.
Is this one still live?
It's because my mother
Yep, that one's still live.
my mother has ruined me for mental health. Um, yeah.
All right. I'll hop in there.
So wait, am I to understand that I'm supposed to trust you? I'm supposed to trust you to prevent me from getting a ticket?
You might want to turn that 180 degrees so that your camera's away from the steering wheel.
Good thinking.
That's right.
Good thinking there, video guy. So I'm supposed to trust you to
Yes.
prevent me from getting a ticket. Is that why I'm here?
That's right. I think you can trust 130 available horsepowers for that purpose. All right, guys. I apologize to the YouTube audience because we cannot see your comments because of the nature of this live streaming thing. The reason we're using it primarily is because there's a strong likelihood that at any moment we're going to lose the video feed from my AT&T phone or his T-Mobile phone or Arnie's Verizon phone. And so TubeIn is the perfect opportunity for us to be able to bounce back without actually losing the stream. When we've done these live streams on the Cannonball Memorial Run, we've always had that problem where the live stream would just go out and we wouldn't be able to do anything about it. And I know nobody wants to get 100 notifications about a VINwiki live stream live on the Cannonball Memorial Run.
I would.
Alex, he loves the
VINwiki, my favorite channel.
That's
no one
it.
can stop it.
He rung the bell before there was even one to ring. But we definitely are excited about it, and we're going to see what we can put together in terms of making it. All right. And I don't know if he's shown up yet because we can't really see the live stream, but Rob Pitts is with us live to watch us leave and to pick up the stream in case all of us lose signal, perhaps in the Lincoln Tunnel up here in a few miles. And so, what time is it? It's about 20 after. So,
You think that's attractive, Edward?
you don't have an unattractive angle. I think it's great.
I think that really can capture.
All right, so log back into the TubeIn app.
I don't want to.
But that's how we capture it.
I have to do some recording for the drive.
Okay, well, you want to do it right now?
No.
No, because everybody's here watching our YouTube
Okay,
channel.
good thinking.
Yeah, so just go over there to the TubeIn app, and we will depart fairly soon here, I think. All right.
You think the vibration's going to fuck this up?
I don't know that it's going to do anything of the sort, but we're not going to use that federal language here on us.
Good point. Can we use the word frack?
I suppose so. Is that politically offensive?
Are you a fan of Battlestar Galactica?
Hey, we got Alex's phone working as well. We are coming at you from all angles here, including mine, which is back here, so we may end up moving back. Yeah, careful with our shift push. You kind of have to ask its permission for second gear. So, and if it says no, just go to third.
I should also add, I've never driven a car someone else has prepped on any drive ever.
Well, you have. We've driven Teslas and things of that nature.
Yeah, but a Tesla, no one's prepped
All
ever.
right. Let's see
Even the owners. Not
let's see
the
if this thing
factory
will
doesn't even
start.
prep them.
All right. Here goes everything. All right. It makes a lovely noise, this piece of kit.
I really like this.
Thank you. It's a very U car. Now, there's a gigantic switch in this little cubby. Rotate it 90 degrees down.
What does it do?
It turns on everything. There you go. All right. So we've got two Garmin's here that we are going to reset the trip data on. This one's already set to go to 260 Portofino Way, which is the address of the Portofino Hotel and Marina. And so we are going to reset these guys. And
It seems like you have a lot more evidence this time than when you actually set this record.
the same amount. Exactly
Really?
the same amount.
No, the streams though.
No, the streams, we're not going to keep it live the whole time.
So
That is too much evidence.
so it would be just like the last time. No video.
All right.
Just
So
ask
I
a
guess,
question.
Doug, you want to fire up your camera and watch us leave?
Let me say goodbye to these guys.
Yes, absolutely. All right. We're going to depart momentarily here and step out of the car for a second.
All right. I don't see it on screen. All right, guys, I'll tell you what, man, we've got an exciting thing we're covering right here on VINwiki. I am thrilled to be a part of it. Guys, I want to tell you something. This is history in the making right here, coming to you live from the Pitts Plantation. I'm here to answer any questions, relay questions to the guys all about this run. And we're keep in mind, it's an epic thing driving from New York to California as fast as you can. But doing it in a 33-year-old Audi, that is a feat. So anyway, guys, that's right. Rabbit is in the house. Oh, I'll tell you.
Hey, we are ready to go. So,
Okay.
Thank you, New York. Yep. Marty's going to take a picture of us all to post in our
fashion-wise.
We have a timestamp there.
Again,
And then, Alex, take a picture. All right. Live from New York, it's VINwiki. I'll give you a problem. Stop.
it's broken.
Everything's broken.
Did you?
We haven't. It hasn't been adjusted well. Now, all right. Now, hold on. All right, do that. Pull it as far forward as you want. There's like a rocking latch on the back, like there. Use that, and then maybe like lean back. No, that's a twisty thing. There's like a pull-up latch over there.
You know, guys, I've never been in this car before. I don't see a latch here.
All right, no latch.
I'll just not push.
Yeah.
I'll just.
All right, we'll sort that out.
I'll just.
All right. Are we ready to reset the clock?
No.
That felt like
Dude,
a latch.
this is
That
not
made a
gonna.
noise.
Army, have you been in this seat?
Yeah, let me mess with it.
Show me. Go.
See if I can master this unfortunate beast.
Yeah. Tell me, have you tested this?
All right, how short do you need it, Alex?
I'm not crazy. I'm broken, isn't it?
I can't hold the camera steady.
Are you on our channel? So just so we're clear, the car is as good as it could ever be, which is saying something because look what it is. And Edward has done everything can't be done, except make the seat work for his two co-drivers. Which it has a solution. I like this.
I have cable ties and duct tape
Let me
if you need
sit
it.
in the correct position. That'll work.
All right.
Okay.
Water bottles, useful for things other than hydration.
Thanks, Ed.
In California. Thank you.
Why not?
It'll fall off.
I can't see behind us.
I believe you. I'll address this.
What does Way say? Best route to.
Just keep going straight on. I'll put it.
This is so unsafe.
We're gonna fix it. We've got plenty of time.
Something smells of onions.
I think it's probably you.
No, did you fart?
No, I didn't. And you know who the most likely culprit of that would always be on a trip like this.
I can't break any laws in New York City, just so you know.
Oh, okay, great. Why is
Because
that?
as a resident, I got to come back here, and they say never eat jerky where you live. Friend's place, friend's car, no problem.
That's fair.
So this K40, I heard it's amazing technology, the best in the world. Make detectors great again.
Yep. Well, it's very period correct.
What is the sound that we're hearing? Is that X-band?
That I think is X-band. It usually tells you, and you can control it from this remote thing up here.
So we can just turn it off.
Yeah.
Would be the best thing
if we need to do that, yes. We also have a Passport Max, but they spoke very highly of it. Them.
So Ed Bolian.
Yep.
Were you sponsored by K40?
Yes.
Sponsored.
They donated it.
Okay.
Does that count?
Did you sign anything restricting what you can say about the unit?
Nope. They said be honest. So we'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be worth many, many times what I've paid for it.
Even it already is.
All right. Yep. So when you go to second gear, like kind of ask it, because it will take it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's raspy. I think our door latch doesn't really work. Marnie, did you figure out the
Turn right at the traffic light.
special touch?
Take the third left.
I just slammed it twice and it didn't close.
Is this 3:43?
AM arrival.
Is that Eastern time?
Yes, that'll calculate based on local time.
Great, 'cause my flight home leaves 4.5 hours later. So I like to put pressure on myself.
Well, we'll just lock it.
Do you wear glasses, Edward?
No, I do not.
Because-
Have LASIK.
So-
After the record run, though, because they said Nightline, this was a thing.
Record run.
This guy.
Because I bought these glasses, which are prescription, with a mirrored tint specifically, so if people are looking at me, they could see all the cool gear on the dash.
Look at this.
You see?
Such planning.
Yeah.
Such planning.
So
like
I
this.
become a reflection of my tools.
Nice. So Waze is saying to hop over on 6, but I think we just stay straight all the way to the tunnel.
You know,
But I'll trust you and your local judgment.
this car sounds like the Trento Sport in like level 1 of Forza 3. You know, when you get your first exhaust.
Yeah, like that's our points
This
cashed in.
I gotta tell you, I think it's amazing what you did to this car. I think the car is awesome, and
I'm glad it came back to life. It deserves it.
and I'm super grateful that you invited me to come along. It's a real honor, man. This is the car's fantastic. You've just really nailed it.
Well, thank you. We sourced all the parts that we needed. It was not easy.
I'd like to hear on this trip, I know we have enough time, you tell the story of the Brock Yates edition. The story that goes a little deeper than what's available online. Because how did that edition come to be? Who convinced who?
So I got into Facebook conversation with one of the guys that did the assembly of them at Bruma. Borrow seats, Finardi steering wheel. They're supposed to have these body wheels, which I was I've been trying to find a set of, but in this 4-lug pattern, I haven't. But if someone has some, I'd love to have a set. How's that seat treat you?
It's great.
Just beautiful. All right.
I guess.
Well,
I mean,
probably the seatbelt tensioning works to some extent. So in the event of an accident, you're probably not going to be thrust directly through the windshield.
Police reported ahead.
But let's not test it right this second, if you don't mind. You just prefer. Oh yeah, we're pretty narrow. There we go. Look at us! Woohoo! Mirrors don't fold in, as it turns out. All right, Alex aggressively making it.
All right, so the viewers are hearing me, correct?
Hey, I hear Rob Pitts.
What's going on, Ed?
Rabbit
Man, I
is
want
the
to tell you
house.
something.
one of the,
Dude, yeah. To do this live stream, I've had to change houses because we lost power because of Florence. Oh, Lord, we have a little technical difficulty there with them. Guys, I tell you what, this is a really big thing. I mean, we've had several little hooplas. What's going on, Ed?
So the biggest thing, from what I understand, from the solo events, obviously we all know,
Yes.
is that you're trying to be inconspicuous. I mean, you could drive very fast, but you want to be inconspicuous while doing so, which seems impossible, yet it's true. Like someone who's both virtuous and yet does things that would seem not to be. But then when you go on the gumball, I don't endorse that criminality at all. When you have 99 other cars running scrimmage, the most virtuous person will do things they would never do or condone in others.
All right, Waze is saying this is super stop.
Yeah, we're gonna make it right.
You want to do that?
I think so.
Why not?
So, for example, that 7
That
mile
would-
per hour, pass.
B7. All right. We'll make it right here on. Yeah, horn works. Uh-oh, bike's
That was a close call for the biker.
That was. If we hadn't been held up there.
Turn right on 6th Avenue.
So, yeah, so a few little passes, little, extra spot or two. I mean, does that bus even make the light? No, it would have been a block
We
back.
would have been. Look at it. We're ahead of schedule
So
already.
You're pretty much one day back.
7 minutes and 45 seconds
there's
in.
no winning
That's
because
right.
it's just a parade.
An exhibition of this
Yeah.
car's resurrection. Excellent. We are hoping to move a little further.
And explain to me.
So it has a pneumatic differential system that allows you to lock the rear and center diffs if it functions, which it happens to not do. And that would allow you with one diff locked to don't mess too much with the windows.
What does that button do?
Presumably lock them. But it would allow the car to pull itself out of the muck and the mire with a single wheel having traction if both were locked. But right now, I'm told we just have a constant 50-50
Turn left on West 36th.
corkscrew. I don't know what red means around the GPS.
That's not good. Probably lack of signal.
Yes, that's
What is? All right,
we have battery voltage for a little over 12. That's tolerable, and oil temperature. And at the moment, our coolant temperature gauge is not reporting.
It's like a Morgan.
It's
amazing.
There you go. So that is we're full of gas, even though it doesn't quite say so. And it appears to have about an 18.5 gallon tank, 800 feet left on West 35th. But we're
These brakes.
they're new, but they're not good.
And these tires
Are
are
brand new.
Butler.
Yep, Butler tire was helpful there.
Are you serious?
Actually, they got installed
Turn
before
left on West
Butler
35th
came
Street.
in to help.
It's my mother. Can I answer?
I suppose you can.
Muti?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
I want to wish you a very good trip.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Mrs. Roy.
I'm in the car right now with my friends Ed Boley and Arnie Tillman. We're driving right now.
Okay, wonderful. Take it easy and get there safely.
Thanks, Muti. I love you.
I love you too, my precious. Yes, all the best.
Thank you. I'll call you when we get there.
Okay, my sweetheart. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Lovely woman.
And she's a Porsche driver.
Yes.
She's always come to all my drives, the start line and the finish line. And what happened here?
Hit the cameraman on the TubeIn app. There you go.
Where would I find that button?
I can. All right.
Why did,
I don't know what that means. We're okay. Well, it also backfired sort of a lot. It convinced one of the people I was driving with at one point that we were actually being shot at the time.
So this app, do I just leave it like this?
For now. It's
So,
fine. Yeah.
because I feel like if it's not going to work, I should.
You can go to something else if you like. We've got a good angle here. How you feeling back there, Arnie?
I'm doing good.
The lap of luxury
Yes.
that it is.
Where's the massaging seat button?
We left them at home in all the better cars to do this in.
Oh.
But I do still owe the previous owner of this Audi the chance to come to Atlanta and drive it. But it literally hadn't worked until the day before I left. So assuming it survives this trip, which I would say is a coin toss at best, you'll be more than welcome to come meet us soon.
You can only hope.
Excellent. All right. We can proceed if you care to, or
I'd like to. Will
would
you
you
do me a
like
favor?
me to
You,
tell
In
them?
a quarter of a mile.
Typed
Turn
into
left
this.
on 9th Avenue.
Actually, Arnie can. He's not live at the moment. That's easy.
Turn right at the traffic
Arnie,
light.
type. This is the Drive Facebook page.
There you go.
Type in Alex Roy, Edward Bowling, and Arnie Tillman drive cross country together.
Edward Bolin. Spandex World.
So whatever you like, but don't hit record yet.
There we go.
I need to make sure we type past muster.
Wonder.
Alex Roy and Bowling and Arnie.
Tillman. Yeah, and whatever you want to call it. What are we doing? On the cannonball cross country on the C2C.
No,
What's appropriate?
I don't know that's appropriate.
What is appropriate?
I think we're just cannonballing across the country in the resurrected Brock Yates Audi. How does that sound?
Sure.
Does that work?
I always want you to be happy.
Well, I appreciate that. And I know that about you.
Yes. So this car is so amazing. What did it cost?
$1,500.
Wow.
I talked to the guy and he's like, well, I don't really know what it's worth. And I said, good, me neither. But
In
my
1,000
plan was to use it for
turn
last
left
year's
on
running
9th
of the
Avenue.
2904.
Then turn right.
And we didn't have the it wasn't ready in time. We had it running, but it wouldn't idle. And when it died, it wouldn't restart for 7 minutes due to some fuel delivery issue. And so we ended up buying a 1995 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham limousine.
95?
95, because 95 is now the age cap for 2904.
95?
Yeah, OBD1.
That seems a little, I don't know, loose, but unfair.
Well, it used to be any year, but then they decided that OBD2 cars were out based on the Boolean rule.
Well,
Did Arnie not add enough emojis for you to this drive? Mystery mask. So so we bought it. So I said I could pay $1,500 to be within the budget of the 2904 for a car. So why don't we do that? He said, that sounds fair. And I said, if you ever wish to buy it back for what I've got invested in it, which I think at the moment is probably about $11,000 or $12,000, you're welcome to it. But I think it's probably worth about $3,000. So unless you're my insurance agent and we crash in the next 30 some odd hours, then it's probably worth about 15.
all right, we are now live on the Drive channel as well.
Fantastic.
Alex Roy here with Ed Bolian
Hello, viewers.
and Arnie Tillman, driving cross country in Ed's amazing Audi 4000
S Quattro.
Brock Yates edition
That's right. Built by Brumos Audi in 1985.
on a very casual cross country drive.
14 minutes and 24 seconds in.
Yes, which the only deadline is that we get to California in time for you to make my flight back to New York City, which departs LAX at 6 a.m. on Monday.
That's right. And to the Drive viewers, we're also live on the VINwiki YouTube channel. And if we lose signal on one of the phones, it should stay live, I am told by the TubeIn professionals.
And at some point, I'll also be broadcasting on the Human Driving Association page, available on all platforms at Human Driving.
What a testament this is going to be. Go Green Organic Cleaners is about to illegally park right here for a moment. All right, we're going to turn left in 550 feet on 9th Avenue. So if you're on 9th Avenue, wave as we go by.
You know, Ed, I know you're a big fan of literature, not only the good book but also the bad book. and
So what do you?
one of my favorite books when I was working in college at Urban Outfitters was a book called Taxi Driver Wisdom, which was available at the front counter in stacks.
Where all good books are sold.
Yes, and you would open it. It have just themes and topics, much like the good book. And you'd open it, and there'd be quotations from New York City taxi drivers, and
Turn left at the traffic light, then take the first right.
And one of the things was like on the section was time, and you open it to time, and one of the cab drivers said, "Time passes for all. Some more quickly than others. Vietnam War over. Midtown traffic never over."
Clever.
And this is an interesting police station. First of all, because we're passing it.
The Midtown Precinct South.
But it also looks very much like you'd imagine a New York City police station to look.
Very much so, yes.
And the guy in front, straight out of Central Casting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he may not even be a real cop. They may have just hired him to stand there. That's his role for the day.
Did you, what was the, you ever watch Law and Order?
Just occasionally. Not
No, not as like a study.
No.
What is the opening thing say in Law and Order? He says, the criminal justice system. Law is served, justice is served by two halves. The police that catch criminals, and the prosecutors who
lock them away.
Prosecute them. Yeah. So surely there's some jokes in there for us.
It seems that way, but
Look at if you want undercovers New York City look like, just drive over to the Midtown Precinct.
left here on
Say
Main.
go straight.
33rd Street.
It says left here.
You trust that?
Would you like to go straight?
Lincoln Tunnel, cars only.
All right.
If
Careful.
I'm wrong,
Sorry.
if
it's
I'm
him.
wrong, I just cost us
the whole drive.
at least 22 minutes that don't matter. So let's go back for a second here. How much did the Brock Yates Edition Audi 4000 S Quattro
Turn
cost?
right.
New? I think it was like 16 or 18 grand.
Turn left
In
at the traffic
1985.
light, then take the first right.
And how many were sold?
12. 6 in Jacksonville, where Brumos was based.
Total?
And 6 through
Total?
Yeah. And 6 through Atlanta.
12 cars like this.
Yeah, so they all numbered like this. So this is 001. They seem to have planned to sell more than 12, but there's only 12. And to my knowledge, only this one and number 11 exist.
And that says, look, the drive stream is more stable than VINwiki. Nice to see Alex first up. Thanks, guys.
That's
Thanks
right.
a lot.
He was overdue. This is the 5-year anniversary
Thanks
of,
a lot.
of our record.
Thanks. How do I flip? Why is it?
I don't know. Does it say it's on its side drive
Hey guys, are we
in sideways portrait mode? We could say. Well, thank you all for viewing. Sorry we don't have the comments live. If Rob sees any come through, I think he's able to view them. I'm
Yes,
not
Andy,
precisely
this is the
sure.
Audi.
It is the Audi.
Okay.
The Audi, of which there's this one, and then there's the rest of the Audis in the world. But number 11 is still owned and daily driven in Seattle.
Is this into the tunnel?
So yeah.
See?
Yeah, this is your
In
route.
800 feet. Stay to the left of Lincoln Tunnel, New Jersey.
Lots of instruction.
We just flipped. We're flipped. How do we?
Arnie, peek around here and say hello to this camera. Hey,
Howdy.
Arnie's in the back.
We can't turn our phone while recording.
So comfy back here.
Oh, you might have to refire it up. Professional. You need two, Ben.
Why did it flip while it was sitting sideways?
Turn right at the
I don't know.
traffic light, then take the first right.
There's some construction in the exit of the Lincoln Tunnel, as we understand it, so it's not the ideal time to be cannonballing. But given the old headlights, and we have some auxiliary lights, but we have very little night testing for driving, it seemed like a good idea to leave during the day. So we'll drive all day, drive all night, and drive all day, and hopefully finish about in time for bed. You're not missing any driving opportunities at the moment, Alex, because it's pretty solid here. I always feel very pleased to not be in New York City anymore on these drives. It's the worst part of it. No offense.
It's okay.
You or any other New Yorkers.
Ah.
And we had invited.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Oh shit! Oh, sorry. Language. Drive child.
Yeah. Harsh acceleration.
Alex Roy, Ed Boley, and Arnie Tolman going cross country in the Brockade Town.
In the Brockade Zone.
Back again. Hopefully the stream is good.
There you go. All right. We are rolling into Lincoln Tunnel, so signal could get bad here. If it does, you may get to meet Rob Pitts in person.
In 1.7 miles, stay to the right, State Route
I'll
495
roll
west.
this window down and see if I can.
These brakes aren't very good.
Yes.
What are you trying to do? Fix the door?
Sort of, yeah. Hey! The door is closed. I've mended a thing.
GPS signal lost.
Lost
GPS signal.
satellite reception.
Lost.
I gotta say, my whole life, I wanted to drive cross country with someone who knew as much as I did, maybe more, about all these things,
You
especially
flatter.
because you've gone across more frequently, more recently than I have.
This is my 9th drive across. How many? But you,
I've probably done 20 or 30.
yeah,
But many of them were not done with all the gear
right.
for a full-on time record, because they were electric or semi-autonomous, or in the Morgan where you're just lucky to be alive. So yeah.
Somebody asked how fast you're going. Just impress me.
In 1.6 miles.
Recently, the Morgan died.
What happened to it?
I was driving up 3rd Avenue, and the clutch would grab, and then the engine died, and then I amazingly, in what some would describe as an act of God, a parking spot in the middle of New York City opened up right in front of the broken down Morgan,
Oh my goodness.
and there's no greater proof of deity.
Understood.
And so I pushed the Morgan into that spot, and then I did the math. It's Sunday. There's no tow trucks and no garages want to touch the Morgan even on a Monday. So I pushed the Morgan 4 blocks that night. Then a few college kids showed up and said, "Let me help." Then a pickup showed up with a rope, and we got it back to my apartment. And then I put a note on it saying "broken down," which I printed on my laser printer. And then it sat in front of my apartment for almost a day and a half without a ticket, because people believe you when you're in that car.
Right. Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, and then it went away. And then my mechanic said, "When do you want this back?" I said, "Whenever." So I've been parking it for free at his place. This is great.
Do you get to not pay your parking fee in your building if it's not there?
You know, because the garage doesn't know whether to classify it as a motorcycle or a car. The garage manager, the new manager, accidentally deleted it from the system. So I paid no parking for 4 months, which is $400 a month savings. And then it happened to break down just on the same day, and then he asked me to sign up again. So my stuff is still there, like the gear and parts, but there's no vehicle there, and I'm not paying. It's almost a win-win. I don't know if there is a better vehicle than a Morgan in a major metropolitan area. What is the worst car you've ever owned?
This one. We're in it.
No.
Oh yeah. That's
Really?
Yeah.
Is there? No, it isn't.
Yeah. I mean, most of my first car was a 1995 Land Rover Discovery that I inherited from my father with 140,000 miles or so. And
Are you saying it was good because it was from your father, or because it was actually good?
it was fun. Yeah, but
It's not fun, dude. I've driven those. They're terrible.
I was fun off road and a high school kid.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, in that regard. I mean, not a fun recreational car, but then so when I ended up staying in state going to Georgia Tech, my parents were very gracious, and since they weren't going to pay $100,000+ for me to go to college, they bought me a DS4.
What did you study at Georgia Tech?
Public policy of all things.
Wow.
I figured if I didn't end up working for myself in some capacity, I'd go work for the CIA.
And it's funny. I also wanted to work for the CIA. I applied for an internship.
Oh yeah.
And it was rejected because my parents were both born. My mother was born in a communist country, and my father had gone out with a communist on a date in 1958.
They found that out.
Well,
the internship profiling.
Apparently, there was a file on my dad because back then, members of the Communist Party were followed, and so he had his office, the business office. An FBI agent came to visit him and question him about his connections to this beautiful communist. I mean, and if you take a good look at some of the nice ladies that have been lurking around the United States lately, you'll notice that the Russians, communist good. So anyway, so I was rejected 1991, 1990.
Our loss. Oh, there's a Ferrari FF with the Narts on it.
I heard there was a guy who drove cross country recently in a Ferrari FF, or tried to, and got a nasty ticket and got put away. Did you hear about this?
Is it a friend of Mr. Seth Rose?
I don't know, but I did hear that there was a Ferrari and someone in big trouble.
Laser.
Do you think I could change lanes here? Because this is...
There's a no headlight. Well, not this one. Maybe you go now. You got it.
Now?
Yep.
Whoa! You're right. This is not a good... This is not safe. For anyone who just logged on, Alex Roy here with Ed Bolian from VINwiki and many other adventures. Arnie Tillman in the back, who's one of the great unsung heroes of all cross-country drives.
Absolutely.
And three of us are in the Rockades edition Audi 4000, driving cross-country in a casual drive together for the first time. And this car, which I think is quite cool, Ed says, it's the worst cars ever owned.
Yeah.
And
we know the worst cars are terrific in them.
And this is obviously better than a Morgan. So great.
I don't know. Now, since your Morgan broke down, does that make it junk?
It's no better. Oh my God, it's a broken down car in that lane, and I just saved the day by changing lanes in the tunnel. I didn't change lanes in the tunnel.
Right.
There was an opening, and I took it. So,
is yours live?
Yep.
All right. Here we are.
Can we just talk about how kismet that was? Which way do you want me to go? How's it handling this thing?
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yes.
Yeah, that's
it's fantastic.
physics. This is like it's like a Citroen.
Brand new struts.
Wait, was this how it was designed?
I don't really know. All right, 0.3 miles per stand.
Well, there's a police car to our right, or a vehicle of some kind. What is that?
No.
All right, so.
All right.
But this is
1.3 miles towards 95.
Is this safe?
The car?
This lean?
Yeah.
And this is this period correct? Like factory spec?
Yeah, factory spec suspension. They'll speak components, but factory spec. You might want to go with it.
I'm trying to get some more acceleration out of this thing.
It's not there.
It really isn't.
No. I think this. How fast is the Morgan?
120.
This is so open.
I mean, anything on the Morgan over 85 is a little hairy.
That robust mount is got to be there.
It's well, it's bumping against your thing. What's happening? It's fine.
All right.
This is not a correct.
That's a terrific idea.
Oh my God.
Oh no,
Oh
you're
God,
back.
it's back.
Nice. All right.
Your suspension sucks.
Give us a little bit more air conditioning. Might have to borrow some phone. Whoa! Toll pass. Audi S5, better car for what we're doing than this Audi.
I
But it's
disagree.
not the Audi. All right. Got a first.
That guy is driving a little feist.
Yeah.
I came in the rear mirror fell. Surely there's a way to put it back up.
Well, there's a glue thing here. Yeah.
This doesn't seem safe. Do you know what I have in my blue bag? No, in the silver box, my blue bag has a bunch of Velcro, double two-way Velcro.
I have.
That might hold it.
Oh, actually, what I've got. I bought 2 adhesive strategies for this thing.
Having a rearview mirror would be good.
This is planning, is what's happened here. All right. 3M double-sided tape. Marty, hand me the mirror. Let me make sure I orient this properly. I'm on. Yeah, we're. Yeah. All right. How does it move?
So,
If I put it right here, would that be all right?
yeah, anywhere where I have a rearview mirror.
All right. This is the proper way to. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hold that on and see if that persists in adhesion. Windshield came pre-cracked on this Audi, which is excellent.
Let me just have a little shout out for my sponsor,
Yes.
VINwiki, is sponsoring me to go cross country in the Rocky Heights edition.
All expenses paid.
Arnie Tillman from Arnie's Antics.
From Arnie's Antics. Follow him on Instagram.
And of course, my other sponsor, the Human Driving Association.
Perennial sponsor.
Please follow Arnie's Antics platforms and at Human Driving on all platforms.
Now tell us about the Human Driving Association.
I think it's best if I don't talk about it while I'm driving. It might not be safe. Driver distraction is the #1 threat to your safety and the safety of others on the road.
I found the thing, it fell into my pants. This is the previously glued on tab. I think this one's better. They're the same size.
It's saying upshifting that we're in top gear,
Yes.
and the fuel gauge is already falling below full.
That's as full as it gets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it a gauge problem or a
Gauge
tank problem?
problem. I don't know, gauge problem. It will hold about 18.5 gallons, but oh, stay to the right. Sorry, go. Go right here, right here. Because that's what everything is telling us to do.
No.
No? All right.
Well, yes, maybe that was right. Thanks, good job.
Yep. We
That
got
was a
you.
little late.
I know.
That was a little late, that instruction.
If you'd been immediately responsive, I feel like we could
I
have
don't.
made
We
it.
could not have made it safe in this car. What's the next?
It's rerouting us.
Why is these routes are terrible?
Yeah.
Is this how you went cross
No,
country?
it's not.
That's good because then I know the record was fake. Nobody takes 280. Wait, Ed,
Yes. It's recalculating on all fronts. I don't know.
we gotta get out and take 78. It's coming up. And what generation Garmin's are these?
Bought last week. Everything.
You can't trust new technology.
Never. We needed period correct navigation.
Did you bless the vehicle before we left?
I've attempted to, but it resists
I
such
think
things.
you succeeded because clearly the mirror.
We can't hang it on there yet.
Oh, it's got
It's
got
been here for a while. I don't know how long. All right.
How much time did that cost us?
I don't know.
Remember, my flight's at 6 a.m. Monday morning. So as long as we make that, we just lost an hour and 15 minutes. You might as well take me straight to LAX.
Is that true? All right. This says don't stay straight.
15E.
All right, that's what this says. This says 14 to 14.1C. I go this way. Go ways. Go left. Go over here. Do what Waze says.
This isn't going well.
No.
Aren't you supposed to be the great cannonball champion?
I drive there. I get told what to do in this window of it.
That's my excuse. What are you talking about?
This is going very poorly already.
All right,
That's
so
our good news. Our overall average at the moment, wait for it, 19 miles per
traffic
hour.
doesn't count.
It
Why
does.
didn't we just stay west like I did when I went cross country?
And just cheat and go to start from the Holland Tunnel?
No, but we could have gone straight from the Lincoln Tunnel. That's like saying the guys who left from the Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking
All right.
Barrel cheated.
Well, exit towards 95 North Jersey Turnpike.
Are you telling me that we have to turn back?
I don't know what it just says. Exit 0.3 miles, 14 to 14C. All these things.
Oh, this is fine. This is intersecting with my Cannonball Drive route.
Oh,
Yeah.
we wanted you to feel comfortable. Have a familiar place.
Mission accomplished.
That's why the seat doesn't allow short people to operate it.
Stay to the right to exits 1414C, I-78, US 1, US 9, Newark
This is
Airport.
going brilliantly, I feel.
Is this the right way?
Yes.
This is
1 mile, exit 14, I-78 West. 78 West is a good place to be. That's where we want to be.
funny you should mention it.
Careful. 0.8 miles. You got time to pass these truckers.
This behavior seems familiar to me.
Exit 14. All right. Oh, this is terrific. Aren't you having fun? Is this your desired competitive level of cannonballing?
Absolutely.
Arnie struggles to take anything less than 110% seriously. So every time I would describe how slow the car was, he told himself that I was lying and that we were somehow going to be extremely fast.
That's funny because the sound of the engine and the way I feel
Yes.
suggests great danger, and yet it says we're going 64 miles an hour. Which way?
Yeah, this one. No worries. All right, we have tolls. Nice flip on the downshift there, Alex. Beautifully executed. I like behind the Lexus.
900 feet,
All
stay
right.
to the left to I-78 Express West to Garden State Parkway.
Is there
All right.
driver
Now-
ID cameras here?
All right, now 78 West.
Stay to the
Towards the
left
Garden
to
State
I-78
Parkway.
Express West to Garden State Parkway.
Beautiful. Not shy with the revs, Alex.
What's wrong? It's the Brock Yates edition Audi, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how did you get cross country at all with these little, like, these, oh, nice with the revs. Like, what are you talking about?
I was in a car I could trust.
Oh my God.
That's all right. Just let it eat. You'll be fine. Oh, rotate your phone now.
Oh, come on.
I think it's the vibrations that are
Vibration.
shaking,
It's fixed.
freaking out. All right, welcome back, Drive. And hello to Ben. All right, we are now on 78, 6.5 miles to 287 to Springfield there. We'll let this recalculate and see.
Which one of these is the high beams?
I don't know. Probably that.
That's the
And then you got the auxiliary lights on that switch on the side.
those things are killer.
Thank you.
Can you believe the people, the cowards at Daimler who designed the GLA 250? That thing sucks. Oh, were you trying to have a relationship with them?
Not particularly.
Is this speedometer accurate?
Yeah. All right, this says 5.7 miles. We're going to keep right to 24.
For anyone who's just tuning in, Alex Roy here with Edward Bullion of VINwiki fame and Cannonball cross-country driving fame. Arnie Tillman, a veteran of almost every event there is. Arnie's Antics. I'm Alex Roy of The Drive and the Human Driving Association. And boy, are we human driving now.
Right. And we are driving to support the Cannonball Memorial Run and the Brock Yates Tribute Fund.
The only thing automated is the tolling that we're going to be getting in the mail in a few days.
All right. Now this says go 52 miles.
An hour.
It is green. What's going on, guys? Can you hear me in the car?
You got any preference? Follow Waze?
I follow Waze.
All right, Waze says in 4 miles exit to 24 I-287 towards Springfield and Morristown.
What?
It's weird. I don't get it.
No.
No, you want to stick here?
Yes.
All right.
Unless the road's closed.
The route's too long for it to reevaluate multiple options very quickly.
And
Where's that info?
Edward Bolian, let me just pay Edward some respect. He prepared this vehicle as best as was possible. And that is to his credit. And I, who have spent...
All right, guys, I'll tell you what are you thinking about this live feed, man? We got so many great questions running across here. And I mean, I'm kind of with everybody else about the Audi. I think driving cross country is not that big a deal. He's done it a million times. He did it in a stretch limo Cadillac last time. This time, he's doing it in a 33-year-old Audi. I'd be nervous driving cross country in a 3-year-old Audi. What's going on, guys? Can you hear me out there? Guys, you got any great questions for me? We can relay them to Ed, Alex, and Arnie riding in the back seat of the Audi Quattro Brock Yates edition, headed to California. You can hear me. That's good. That's good. They said they can't see me, but they can hear me. All right. Well, we got one and not the other. We're working on that. I don't think you want me showing you the ways of eBay. All right, guys. All right, so we got any questions? We got a lot of cool things to talk about here. I got a few bullet points that went down here. We're talking about this Cannonball run. This stuff's been going on a long time. In 1971, the very first run was made, run through 1979. It was actually called the Cannonball Baker Sea to Shining Sea Memorial Trophy Run. And, it was, of course, started by Brock Yates, of Car Driver Magazine. I mean, everybody loves Brock. Great guy. And, we lost him in 2016, which was a big loss. Brock Yates was an awesome guy. One Lap of America, of course, the Cannonball movies, and all the things he did in Car and Driver. I still read a lot of his columns in Car and Driver. Brock Yates was a hell of an automotive icon. And then, of course, the U.S. Express, which was a continuation of the Cannonball Baker run, started in 83. So, I mean, this has been a long time coming, I mean, the most traditional starting point for this race has always been the Red Ball Garage, which is right there in New York. That's where all these guys start this event most of the time. I've heard them starting on Fifth Avenue too, also. But the Red Ball Garage is just the traditional starting point for this. And like I said, great. This is really history in the making, doing something like this. I really want to thank the guys at Tube In. They're working their butts off right now, getting us all linked up together because nobody's really done this before like this. So it's going good. What's going on, guys? No, never done any cross-country runs. I've done it on the airplane a few times. I've read several Brock Yates books, stuff like that. I love anything like that. You ought to catch Ed's book if you want a good one. All right, guys. We got any questions for Alex, Arnie, or Ed? Like I said, we're more than happy to relay them to you. And let's see what's going on. Hey, Lester, I'm glad to be here. You know what? Driving that Audi, buddy, there's no telling when they'll get there. But I probably think it'll involve a rollback. Good stuff. Oh yeah, podcast is still going strong with the radio station. Definitely catch that online on iTunes. Search Hot Rods and Happy Hour. I don't know what theme car. I tell you what, I've always been a sucker for the ambulance with a big block in it, so I'd probably go something that route. I actually think that would be really epically cool, but I'm pretty sure there's some laws against that now. No, this car does not have an auxiliary fuel tank. This car has the stock 20-gallon fuel tank in it. And so that's the thing. This car is really not set up like a typical Cannonball car. This car's been left pretty much in stock form. Telling you, big block ambulance would be where it's at, kids. All right, just give me about 30 seconds warning. Okay. Man, this is about the Cannonball Run, guys. You definitely want to miss them. Sure, will be good. This is really neat. We're actually taking the Brock Yates Audi Quattro, a 1985 Audi Quattro, Brock Yates edition. They only made 12 of them, and taking it from New York, the Red Ball Garage, to the Portofino Hotel Marina, all the way across country, guys. This is going to be an epic trip. Epic trip. Cannonball and a Tesla. I'm going to put some extra batteries in that thing. Guys, this is so epic. I mean, like, I am so peanut butter and jelly right now over Alex, Ed, and Arnie riding cross country, even in the Audi. This would be the place to be. Fun trip. Fun trip. It's going to be a great time. We got about 30 seconds. All right, guys, we got time for a few more questions. Just go ahead and throw them in. I'm not going to be able to fly out to Cali right now. They've grounded all the flights right here where I'm at in South Carolina. So all the way till Monday, I can't even book a flight. It's actually screwed me up because I've actually got a couple people coming in from out of state to pick up cars, and they can't because all the flights have been canceled. No, I've never done a Cannonball Run before. What am I drinking? Strong cup of coffee. Oh, I tell you. Have I kept in touch with the window guy? No, I've not kept. One up for hey, back at you, buddy. All right, you bringing Ed back in? All right, guys, we're bringing Ed back in.
Hey guys. All right, we are back. I guess we found a good enough signal. Hello again, and we appreciate everybody watching. This has been a whole lot of fun. We're going to continue making progress, and I would assume sometime tomorrow evening we will arrive at the Portofino, and we will probably live stream the arrival, and we might do another live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. And thank you as well to Off the Record for their support. If you get a ticket where you don't know a lawyer, use their app to find one. Thank you to K40 for letting us experiment with your new equipment here. Thank you to all the mechanics and the team that helped bring the car back to life. And thank you to Alex and Arnie for for coming along with me. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll try not to get arrested or stranded
Why
somewhere.
would we be arrested? We have Army Tillman of Tillman Army's Antics and Alex Ruth, the Human Driving Association, representing safety
Always.
for all drivers in the world.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.